we live. Live. We are live.
Ow.
Static.
I don't know.
I'm actually waking up this.
Good morning, Mike. How are you, Mike?
Voice recorder. Hello and welcome to Social Media Weekly, episode 15 May 2018. My name is Sean.
Christina.
I'm Yurkan. And in this week, we will be talking about a slew of stuff, including legendary hacker Kevin Mitnick shared a video of him bypassing LinkedIn two-factor authentication and possibly every other two-factor authentication in the market right now.
Damn. So next topic will be Google I/O 2018 announced heavy investment into voice AI to the extent of enabling the assistant to make calls for users. Wow. Moving forward, what does voice AI mean for social media and digital marketing?
Next up is Instagram. Do you know the yes and no poll that you always use? Well, they just got more interesting. Instagram introduced a new slider to spice things up. This allows people to pull the slider anywhere between response 1 and 2, showing how much they like or dislike something instead of binary yes or no.
Students in the University of California managed to control Siri and Alexa with voices that human ears cannot hear.
How does that work?
Yeah, find out more later on.
So Facebook has just rolled out a new feature for Facebook Live where we have more tools to use. I wonder what tools did they roll out?
Yeah.
And the last one, ever since Facebook introduced the new algorithm to reduce brands' exposure to users, brands have been resorted to ads to maintain their reach. Now, marketers are starting to question the effectiveness of Facebook ads.
This is something we can really talk about. Alright, back to our first topic. Legendary hacker Mitnick shared a video of him bypassing two-factor authentication. This is quite interesting because we all know who Kevin Mitnick is. And for those who do not, Faustina, would you like to just do a quick introduction of this famous person?
So this Kevin Mitnick is basically before my time, or maybe during my time, I don't know. But anyway, he's known as the world's most famous hacker, best-selling author, and the top cybersecurity speaker in the world.
Alright, so what happened this time around is that according to an article by TechCrunch, Mitnick showed us how to bypass two-factor authentication. In the video, what it does is it shows something like this. You know those kind of emails you receive from LinkedIn that says that someone is using someone wants to connect with you, and it shows you an email of that person who wants to connect with you, and it puts a little button below and say connect with that person or accept that person or something like that.
Yep.
Right, chat with that person. So if you were to hit that link immediately, it is supposed to bring you to a LinkedIn login where you key in your username, your password, and once you hit submit, you will be prompted two-factor authentication where they will send a code to your phone, and when you key in that thing on the phone to that two-factor authentication bar and then hit submit, then you will get to log in.
Yep.
So what happens is that the hackers or phishing attackers, what they would do is they would use an email address that is very similar to, for example, LinkedIn. So instead of LINKED, it goes LLNKED or LUNKED. Something that if you read fast enough, you will think that it's the original.
Yeah.
And then what happens is that then when you click the button, it brings you to a bogus website that looks and feels exactly the same as LinkedIn. And then when you key in the username and password, the hackers will actually have a keylogger that actually tracks everything that is going on, including what you type as your username and what you type as your password. And then this is what is supposed to happen. Two-factor changes all the time, right? So even if they have your username and password, if you turn on two-factor authentication, they are not supposed to be able to access your account,
Okay.
because that changes all the time. So even if the keylogger tracks that two-factor, the next time you log in, they will send you another two-factor code, which is not the same as the previous one. This is
Okay.
how they are supposed to protect hackers from getting into your
Account.
account. But what this keylogger does is it actually generates a long code.
Okay.
There is this long code that they generate, and then with this long code, the hacker can actually go to the developer tools section of a website, copy and paste that section, that long code into some part of the website,
Okay.
and then when they refresh that LinkedIn login, it immediately logs you in
To the account.
to your account,
Shit.
bypassing your username, password, and also your two-factor authentication.
Shit.
So we are not sure if this is limited to only LinkedIn, but there is a chance that if any other programs and companies and softwares, any other login system using the same kind of two-factor authentication, chances are they will also be able to
Do the same.
do the same thing.
So it's
Do
like
the same
Google,
bypass.
your Google account, your Facebook, your Instagram, everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
So the moral here is that it all begins with one thing, right? It all begins with clicking the button from your email address.
Yeah.
And if you are in any way dyslexic or have trouble reading very fast, very quickly, or if you're unsure, don't be lazy. Go into a browser, key in the site yourself,
Yeah.
and then you go into it.
Yeah. Do not go through your email.
Do not go
It's
through your
too
email.
dangerous.
Yes, it is too dangerous.
Alright, so the next topic is Google I/O 2018 announced their heavy investment into voice AI. So I mean, you guys have heard about the Google Assistant, and so basically they just had some new updates about it that actually enables your Google Assistant to make calls for you, to set appointment. We actually came across this video about the Google Assistant. Is that someone actually asked Google Assistant to set a hair appointment for them. So to the point that this voice assistant thing talks like a real person. Like if you listen to it, like they talk like a real person.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
And she also went to the extent of using fillers to make her sound more human. Like for example, if she is trying to access the calendar of the user and she needs a bit of time, she used filler words like "hold on, let's see if what else do we have," and things like that.
or like
Instead
an
of just
acknowledgement like that.
instead of just keeping quiet.
Yeah. So it's like another example of an acknowledgement is like when a person says one statement or something, she'll be like agreeing or
Yes, agree with
Like-
human nuanced words like which is pretty cute based on the demo that
It's cute, but
they
it's
show
creepy
that,
at the same time
yeah.
if you know that it's actually a Google Assistant thing.
well apparently according to Google, they are supposed to announce that it's a Google Assistant speaking to you instead of trying to con you and trying to cheat you. But you see the key thing here is that if you understand the difference between Web 2.0 and Web 3.0, Web 2.0 is what kind of the internet age we're living now, where we use some form of screen device, whether it's your mobile phone, your tablet, your computer, and to a certain extent your watch, to serve to use the internet and gather information. Like what is it called? You interact with the World Wide Web, interact with the internet, use the internet. There is a theory that Web 3.0 will be wearables. And when we talk about wearables, the first step into Web 3.0, assuming that this theory holds true, is actually voice. So voice activated internet, which means that um, you will probably, let's say, have a mobile device shrink down to the size of your Bluetooth headset, and you give command to your voice assistant, whether it's Siri, Alexa, or Google Assistant, and that assistant will help you gather information.
So it's bye-bye screens.
So it's bye-bye screens, bye-bye keyboard.
Oh.
Yeah, so you won't have all these things anymore, and this is Google's first step in taking this leap by applying voice AI into the Google Assistant and making it start learning how to
Okay.
perform new tasks and becoming a proper assistant for the user.
Okay, so that's it. What would that mean for social media and digital
Exactly.
marketing?
So this will be a problem here, right? Because at this point of time, social media is very screen driven. Everything we use from Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, everything is very visually driven because you have to read something, see it, watch it, right?
True.
But when we take away the screens, what does it mean for all of us? The first thing that comes to mind for me is podcast.
Yeah.
Podcast would be a good evolution for maybe social media, but podcast in a way is a radio, right?
radio.
It's like a digital radio, and everything else from Facebook to Instagram to Snapchat, all visually driven social media will cease to exist, or will eventually be phased away and replaced with something else.
Unless they evolve along with Web 3.0 and come up with something like
Visual.
audio related.
You know what is Facebook on audio? Earbook.
What?
But my biggest problem with all this Siri or whatever is it's how it applicable to different accents.
Yes. I think this will be an issue, but I do believe that they will eventually learn to have
To be a bit more Malaysian.
to have a larger database
Yeah.
of
more
accents
variations and
and even languages,
Yeah.
right? Languages and the accents, dialects of languages for every part of the
Yeah.
world.
true.
That would be quite interesting. And
Because I'm imagining a scenario whereby the Google Assistant call a saloon, then she starts speaking Cantonese. Can you imagine it?
hey, actually in the second demo, right? They had two demos.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
One is the hair salon, which was pretty straightforward, right? The only variable was that they don't have the time slot that the user wants, so the assistant had to find another time slot based on the calendar
Right.
availability. The second call that the assistant made was to a restaurant, and it was a Chinese lady
Oh,
who couldn't speak
yeah.
English properly,
Okay.
and she kept getting everything wrong. It was really cute, but in a way, kind of like making fun of the Chinese people. But it's quite interesting how the assistant was able to twist and turn and just still manage to get the
Info
think, yeah,
that
the-
they need. Yeah.
the
Alright.
appointment that
Yeah.
the reservation that the user needs.
Okay.
And so coming back to the adoption of social media onto voice AI, I think moving forward, marketers, right, will have to again look at a different way of reaching out to consumers. Maybe by voice, maybe by geotag. Let's say if a person goes shopping, and of course that person will always have that earphone next to in the ear,
Okay.
and when the geotag crosses a shop, you immediately pings a promotion, invite them to come into the shop or something like that, and
It'll be like, hey Sean, we have a Starbucks promotion.
yeah,
going
yeah.
on."
It's kind of it's very Black Mirror / Minority
Oh my goodness.
Minority Report / Blade Runner. It's every sci-fi movie is trying to pull this off some way or another.
Basically, it's like a sci-fi movie prediction.
Yeah, it is. And as long as we don't have a screen to use, we will need to resort to hearing it from people. But I guess eventually when we have glasses, then the HUD projection, the AR will all be there.
Then I guess the Apple Pods kind of makes sense now if that
Yes.
happens.
Yes.
Yes.
So this is actually why Apple started doing this, because they are also predicting the rise of Web 3.0 being voice activated assistants. But Apple's problem is Siri is quite crappy. So they have a hardware that does not have the software to match with it. It'll be nice if someone builds an AirPod that can work with Google Assistant.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, that'll be really cool.
Also, in a way, find an improvement so that we wouldn't lose our earpods.
Yeah.
It's scary to know that when it falls, it's like you'll be looking everywhere for it. But
Yeah.
anyway, back to the podcast.
Item number 3, Wei Han.
So, your Insta story, you used to have this option that you can ask a serious question, then you say yes or no. So, good news is now you have a new slider. Whether you ask how much do you love pizza, then you can slide it whether you like it a lot all the way or maybe in the medium, so that it gives a variation of answer instead of just yes and no like that. So
Yeah.
I guess that adds a bit more data into it.
So it's like in a pool of 0 to 100, it's
Yeah.
like if I only half like this or like half like it kind of thing.
Yeah. It's kind of more to how much do you like something rather than you like this or that or yes or no, or
It's a bit dead in that sense,
it's not too binary.
Yeah.
And-
But the downside about that is that, as Faustina mentioned before, that sometimes it just stopped there, then the slider doesn't work well, especially when the string gets too small, then it's just stuck there, then after that it will confirm your answer.
Yeah, and like my finger like detached from my screen or something like that, and then like when I wanted to pull it more, it's like I can't do anything about it. So yeah.
So the moral of this is, if you want to use this for your Insta story, make sure you make that sticker big. Don't make it too small.
The sad thing is I don't have that on my Insta story.
And it also indicates that which is the average answer.
Yeah, which would be the average answer. Yes.
It's like, sometimes you're like, if I put too little, my friend would judge. Then indirectly you pull all the way down.
Well, because you, I don't care. Like I put 0 and you wouldn't mind.
But it's hard to say because I do have bitchy friends who would purposely give me negative results just for the sake of
That's
it.
so sad.
But it's quite interesting. Instagram has been putting a lot of efforts, GIF and everything. The whole GIF thing is kind of like a thing that people wanted because it was gone for a while. Then after that, people requested it to be back.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
The sad thing is I don't have GIF either.
You still don't have GIF? Oh my god.
I
Alright,
don't know.
moving on.
Alright, so next up, students in the University of California managed to control Siri and Alexa with voices that the human ear cannot process. So in this article by Gizmodo, what the students did was they actually used a mobile, not a mobile phone, but they used a speaker to play a command for the phone or the phone and the Alexa and the Echo to call a series of to dial a series of numbers. And in version A, they did it with a voice that we could hear, so the computer could register that voice, and they dialed the number. The assistants dialed the number, and in option 2, they just played it, but you can't hear anything, right? But the mobile device and the Echo also dialed the same set of numbers and triggered a command as well. So what this raised is actually a lot of questions of potentially there could be hackers who would actually embed sounds that we cannot hear into maybe voice clips or
Actually, they
music.
embedded the audio into music.
Yes, they would embed it into music.
Yeah.
So as a
As you
layer that
play
we
it,
can't
yeah.
hear.
Yeah.
So you will play the music with your mobile device, and then all of a sudden, without you noticing, your mobile device would do something.
Yeah.
Not just make calls, maybe would like, I don't know what else,
Bank
Transfer
transfer funds to transfer funds to that person, or whatever stuff like that. I mean, in a 3-minute song, anything can happen, right? So the funny thing is that they did not try this with the Google Assistant, right?
Yeah.
So it could be because the Google Assistant has a voice recognition
Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
that people need to register their voice, and if your voice does not sound remotely anything like the user's voice, it will not trigger. But that reduces the chance, but I don't think it will remove it, because if that voice sounds
Similar
similar
to any of us.
to any of us, then they will still be able to trigger it. But I guess further improvements can be made
Yeah.
to prevent this. If voice is going to be Web 3.0, they have to start fixing this
And come up with
subliminal
security.
message
Yeah, they come up with security.
hack thing. Yeah, be quite freaky.
Yep.
Yeah, moving on to
Next, Facebook rolled out new features for Facebook Live. So what is this about? Let us see. Anyway, basically what this new feature is like, you'll be able to stream live on different platforms or different accounts in Facebook. So by using the OBS meaning open
broadcast system. I
yes,
think.
open broadcast system. Yeah,
So what open broadcast software?
sorry.
Broadcaster software. So what this is actually targeting specifically game streamers.
Yeah.
Game streamers have been using a software called OBS, which is a third-party software to actually do the actual streaming, and this OBS will push all that stream to happen live in different platforms like Twitch, YouTube, and also Facebook.
I mean, that's
Facebook
really
Live.
cool because like you don't have to go through so many different platforms just to open one by one.
Yeah,
Or
and the good thing also is that if you were to go on Twitch itself, Twitch will not cross post into YouTube and Facebook, and the other two platforms will not do the same as well.
True.
So the only thing you can do is after the fact you can save it and then publish it as a non-live video thing.
Yep.
So people use third-party softwares like OBS to do this, and traditionally, a lot of these people who do this, they need to key in a lot of commands and settings every single time they want to go live.
Yep.
And Facebook just introduced a persistent stream key, which kind of works like it's like a URL. It's a static URL that you always go back to. It's like when you try to go on a teleconference and that person has a consistent meeting room where they can, whenever you go in, let's say if I were to invite you guys for a meeting, I don't need to keep sending the URL to you. You can
Okay.
use the old URL that I sent to you before,
So
and
it's
you can immediately come into.
it's like some sort of
my room.
ID kind
It's
of
like an
thing.
ID, yes, it's like an ID. But this stream key comes with all the settings that OBS will require as well. So instead of having to key in everything every time, you just key in that long stream key and everything is set and you can go right away.
Yeah.
So this really makes it very easy to stream to Facebook Live with a platform that is outside of Facebook Live.
Yay.
Yeah.
So anyway, to add on to this new feature, Facebook Live has also reintroduced live rewind. So that means like, you know how we go into live videos that it just starts where it is. like where it is now.
Yeah.
Like maybe it started 15 minutes ago. So by the time you go in, it's already 15 minutes gone.
Yeah.
So if you want to watch that earlier 15 minutes, you have to wait until the end of the Facebook Live to watch it again.
Yeah.
So basically, what this feature is that once you get in at that 15-minute mark, you can rewind it to the start instead of just waiting to the end of the video, then watching it. Then
So people don't have to actually start their live and wait about 15-20 minutes before
It's
the actual
over,
content
yeah.
starts, because the reason now a lot of live streamers, what they do is they will just turn on their live and they leave it for a while so everybody can come in before
Yeah.
they start, because those who come in late will not be able to catch the content before that. Now that people can rewind all the way to the start, they don't have to actually wait too long, which is good. There is another one as well which works with stream keys.
Okay.
Is cross posting.
Ooh.
So Facebook now, with Facebook Live, you're able to cross post your live video across multiple pages at the same time.
So meaning if you were having a live video, then it can be on my page and Wei Han's page and whoever else's page.
Yes, at the same time.
Ooh.
Yep. So that's quite cool, because then if we have a collaboration, let's say all three of us are from different brands, but we do a vlog together or a podcast together, and we do a video session as well.
Okay.
So that video can be live in all our platforms instead of us having to choose just one.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah, well, a lot of platforms do that, but
Yeah.
it's nice that Facebook is able to do this for live, because Facebook has been pushing live as a very big thing.
Yeah.
It's like the only thing that you get notification for, even without asking, on Facebook and Instagram are live videos.
Yes.
So that is how much they're pushing it, and it's good that they are providing functions, like usable functions, proper functions that
I
can.
guess in a way also because there are a lot of brands these days they uses live to announce things and stuff like that, because I see a lot of brands doing that
Yeah.
these days.
Yeah.
The brands that are more active in terms of marketing and also social media, the live button seems to be working quite well for them.
Yeah, that's good. I think we should try that too soon.
Yay.
Soon, not yet, but soon.
Soon. Okay. Next.
Yes.
Facebook has introduced new algorithm to reduce brand exposure to users. So meaning there will be they emphasize on the whole people connection and stuff like that.
Yes. This actually came out earlier this year.
Yeah.
That they made a commitment to.
Reduce the noise and whatever.
Yes. They reduce the noise and clutter
Yeah.
and shares that mean nothing to people.
Yeah.
Because the engagement of actual humans is getting less and less. Because
And then
again, marketers destroy
Yeah.
everything.
You see a lot of sponsored posts, then it gets annoying that people just quit social media altogether.
Yeah.
you know.
Well, just Facebook, not the other parts of social media. So in response to that noise and clutter that's been going on Facebook for far too long, they vowed to reduce the reach of pages, business pages, and they want to get people back into the social element of social media instead of just blindlessly consuming.
So indirectly saying that is that in order for your page to be heard or to be seen, you need to pay
Yes.
even more.
Yes. So in order for brands to maintain the same level of reach, they have to resort to paid content, which every single thing needs to be paid. And generally what happens is, imagine you have a huge pool of brands, right, that can no longer reach people organically, but they still want to reach people. What they do is they resort to advertisements.
Yeah.
And if the advertisement slots are not increasing in response to this, naturally the cost of advertisement will increase.
Yeah.
Because more people want that few things, ergo price go up. And now marketers are starting to question the effectiveness of Facebook ads.
Brands like Adidas, Booking.com and all those are questioning it, and also they are looking at alternative uh, media buying, because I think a few podcasts before we did mention P&G reported to have a lot of fake accounts followers. They are one of the top 10, I think. So it becomes a question to them that I'm paying money for the fake accounts. It's reaching to the fake account. There's no use of that. And then most brands also see social media as a more of a brand awareness thing, and also just a exposure thing. But they don't see the in terms of sales and stuff like that. We do have people feedback to us that the Facebook shop, it's not working.
Facebook shop's not working. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So it doesn't generate sales enough. I mean, compared to Malaysian would be Lazada. That's why brands are hopping onto Lazada more than Facebook shop itself. So I guess that it's concerning. So
I think this is a bit of an issue as well, right? Because so now let's say for example you're a brand who wants brand awareness, right? And you go out and you put money and you put ads, and Facebook tells you X number of people are engaging with your brand. And what use is brand awareness if at the end of the day it does not convert into sales, right?
True.
And if your brand awareness, you are creating awareness with users who are not real. Because fake users will never buy from you because they are not real to begin with, right? So if you have a bunch of fake users who engage with you and like your page and like your post and all that, but at the end of the day, when you come back to it, right, there is always a certain KPI that we need to account for, and to a certain degree, even ROI as well. And if you can't get that, then it makes no sense to continue using Facebook as a platform to advertise, because frankly speaking, it's not getting cheaper.
Yeah, I mean, we can
to advertise on Facebook.
say about one of our experiences. Remember, we had this ad going out that the call to action button was to message us, so that we had like maybe about 10 at most people.
Yes.
That were fake accounts.
Yes, they were all fake accounts, and they just messaged us.
And they just keep clicking that message button.
And for all we know, according to Facebook, that is counted as as an engagement, or as a
there's a cost to it.
So that would have been counted as a successful engagement,
because someone clicked on that button, on that call to action button, and it is wasting our money actually.
Yeah, it's wasting our money, it's wasting our effort, and it's like Facebook is trying to create fake users to respond to us so that they can make money out of us. And at the end of the day, we are not making money out of this.
No, our KPIs.
Well, even for us as well, right? That's why in the past few months, we decided to push out our own native content instead of using advertisement.
Maybe that's what they're trying to encourage.
I guess.
But again, there's a purpose why we're doing ads as well.
Yeah, it's like you provide us ads, so you need to give something back.
Exactly,
to us.
not fake accounts.
Yeah, not fake accounts engaging with us.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's I think that's all for today. Is it not?
Yeah, that's it.
All right, so that's all for today. Catch us on Anchor FM, and we are actually now in Apple Podcast as well.
Yay.
And we will be uploading all our past episodes on our website soon. And thank you very much for listening to Social Media Weekly, episode 15 May 2018. My name is Sean.
Christina.
I'm Wei Han.
And we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Goodbye.